Welcome back to the episode of Open Stride Podcast, ladies and gents. It's your boy Matt Craig in the building with my man FaZe. FaZe, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Doing well, man. We here to record another episode of Open Stride Podcast. This is our NBA preview from Open Stride Podcast. And like we told y'all in the previous episodes before, we go all the way from 30 to 1. And our team we're going off today is going to be number 27, and that's going to be the Houston Rockets. My Houston Rockets. If you know me, you ever seen me, you know I'm a Houston Rockets fan. Houston Rockets all the way. I'm a Houston fan all around. Houston Astros, Houston Texans, Houston Rockets. Houston, we don't have the comments anymore. Shout out to the WNBA team that won 3 championships. They needed 30 for 30, but that's beyond the point. But I love Houston Rockets the most out of all Houston teams, man. They made me cry many nights. Cry many nights, but we here to rank.
You haven't seen any championships come from them ever.
Exactly. And they disappointed me every time I thought we had a chance.
You know any other Rockets fans? We gotta keep it. We gotta keep our tradition alive. We know besides yourself, you know any other Rockets fans?
I do. I'm from Houston, man. Come on. I know a decent amount of Rockets fans. Come on.
You're the only one I know.
Why not from Houston?
Oh no. I have another one. I'll shout my boy Reese out. My boy Reese is a Rockets fan.
Reese, don't know you, but you're a good man. That's all I wanted. That's all I want to let you know. You're a good man. Remember that.
He is a good man, but his basketball team decision's not that good.
Hey man, that's coming from a Cavs fan, but that's beyond the point.
I've seen the championship in my lifetime. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you had the greatest player of all time too. All you was able to get one.
What do you want me? You want me to put a jersey on and go out there and get the rebounds and put the shots up? Like, what do I gotta do?
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna leave it alone. If the Rockets had LeBron James, we would have guaranteed he would have won 3 championships with us. That's a guarantee.
That's a what if situation. We don't know that.
I'm just saying, though, you talking about y'all got a championship. Of course, that's like the Lakers saying we got a championship. Y'all had like the greatest players of all time. That's like the Chicago Bulls saying, well, we got a championship. Y'all had Michael Jordan. We don't have anybody. We got to get it out the mud. We struggling.
We have the greatest finals in NBA history. How about that?
Y'all do, but y'all also had the greatest player of all time. So
okay, we had the best finals, the best player. Like what more do you? We have the best Cinderella story from top to bottom.
Y'all had it all. Y'all was only able to get 1 championship by that man in 10 years. That's sad.
Durant stopped it.
That's sad. 1 championship in 10 years.
Oh, his first time we blew that complete. His first time out. You know what? Wait, we'll say that for the Cavaliers team preview. We had the Rockets. Come on.
Sad. You started with me.
Yeah.
So we're gonna jump right into this Houston Rockets breakdown. We have them ranked number 27. Just so you know, if you haven't watched the other videos up to this point, we already did 30, 29, and 28, which was OKC at 30, 29 was Orlando Magic, and 28 was the Detroit Pistons. Now we have 27, and we're going to do the Houston Rockets. So, like we told you in the previous episodes, me and FaZe both did each conference one apiece. He did the East, I did the West. So the West team lands on me, and that's happened to be my Houston Rockets. So just to give you a quick breakdown, we went 17-55 last year. We acquired Daniel Theis in the offseason for a 4-year, $36 million deal. I think that's a pretty reasonable deal. I mean, that's a lot of money. That would have been a lot of money it's a lot of money to me right now. But I'm talking about NBA wise. That's not that 10 years ago, that would have been considered a big contract. But today, that's a reasonable contract for a reasonable big man to come off your bench or start for you. And he had some pretty good years, especially when he played at Boston. He had some pretty good years there. So we needed him
for Chicago while he was there last year.
He did. Players that we lost though, PJ Tucker, shout out to him. We lost him during the regular season. We traded him to the Milwaukee Bucks, and he went off to win the championship. So shout out to PJ, man, one of my favorite Rockets all time. Victor Oladipo, we lost him. We tried to sign him to an extension for I think almost $100 million, and he's turned it down. And now he can't even get $2 million. Everybody was giving what's his name, Dennis Schroeder, a hard time for turning down a big contract. Victor Oladipo did the exact same thing, but people forgot about it because he doesn't play for the Lakers, and the Lakers get all the headlines. But we lost Victor, and a player that we haven't lost, but technically he is lost, is John Wall, because a report came out that the teams have all working together to get John Wall on the new roster. So we haven't lost him, but he's technically not going to play for us anymore because they're trying to get him traded. And the crazy thing about it is they're going to trade him and not buy him out. So I don't know
what contract. That's gonna be hard to move.
Man, super hard to move. I'm not sure.
90 mil, right?
90 mil. He got a 90 mil left. I mean, yeah, 90 mil left. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure what team out there is going to take that from us, but take him. Please take him.
Philadelphia, go get him.
Hey, we'll take him for Ben Simmons. Expiring contracts. Of course, we just said John Wall. He has a player option. He guaranteed this year, has a player option next year. He's owed $40 million, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna opt in because it's nobody out there that's gonna give John Wall $40 million a season again. So he's gonna opt in on that unless he gets spoiled out by somebody. And Daniel House is another player that's gonna that's on the aspiring deal this upcoming senior. Our head coach is going to be Steven Silas, the second year head coach. He came into a rough, rocky situation when he first got there last year with James Harden wanting to be out and all the other stuff that was going on with the Rockets, and we lost a lot of games. So he came into a rough situation. We're going to see if he can be that coach of our future to help build us up and keep us going back. But let's talk about the draft picks we made, because that's going to be the headline of our situation. We got Jalen Green, man. I am a big fan of Jalen Green. FaZe, I want you to tell me what you think about Jalen Green.
We had a long conversation about Jalen Green before you guys even got Jalen Green, and we were talking when you wanted Cade and Suggs, and Jalen happened to be the player you guys got, and he is electrifying. Like, he's really, really, really good basketball player. He wants to be good. He already showed how good he can possibly be playing in the G League, Ignite, and then playing Summer League. He dominated Summer League. So that's a really good pickup. Like, that's a great building block. It was the right choice. And I'm saying that with knowing my team got who I wanted to get, but we'll get to that later. But that was the right choice. I think that was the best player available given the situation you guys are in. And the possibility of a backcourt of him and Kevin Porter Jr., that's really, really, really nice. Really good for the future. The only issue is off the court trouble. They need to stay focused on basketball. If they focus on basketball, all their off the court issues get put aside. The potential is really, really good.
Yeah, they definitely can get themselves in some trouble considering how big of celebrities they already are as far as him, because he wasn't the only player we drafted. We drafted Josh Christopher too, and they've been best friends since high school, probably before that. I think even before that. So it's good that they go in there together so they can grow into the NBA together. But we, like you said, we want to make sure y'all don't get in any trouble off the court, because we want y'all to be around for a long time. But one of the guys, I'm gonna let you say it. Who was the other guy that we drafted that you've been praising since the summer league? Go ahead and let us know who that guy is.
I don't know how to say his first name, but his last name is Sugan.
Yep, Sugan.
Yeah, that man, he put a performance on in the summer league. I was impressed. I was hyped. I was like, yo, this dude's really good. And he was doing good against Evan. Evan had to put him in the poster real quick, but he's really talented. He got the better of Evan that game for sure. He's talented. Like, he added so many, like he displayed so many aspects of a good overall basketball game: passing, rebounding, finishing, like toughness, like already. And I believe he was an MVP in the league he played with prior to the NBA, so that he already has good experience with at a high level. So that's a talent. That's a talent right there. You guys got at 16, right? I think that's the one you drafted him at 16.
Yep, man, and I like him as well. He's a big man that can move without the ball, move the ball. He's a good passer. Good, not saying he's Kyrie with that rock, but he can dribble for a big man. And I like the moves and stuff he was making in assembly, just like you. Just to talk about Jalen Green, because I didn't get a chance to say anything about him yet. He, as far as his on the court performances, he put on a show in the summer league. He was just balling, dog. Like, I was sitting there watching him, like, dog, we are in good hands going forward because he is a baller. One thing I will say and I must say about Jalen, though, is, in my opinion, he's more of an atomic bomb type of player. He's more of a player. He's perfect example, perfect comp. He's a Kyrie Irving. You got Kyrie. He's not gonna lead you to a lot of wins. He's not gonna be the best locker room guy. He's not gonna be the one you want to look to as a leader. But early in his career, at least, Kyrie seems like he's become a better leader late in his career now. He's 28, 29 now.
Yeah.
So he's come around better. But that's what I feel like Jalen Green is early in his career. He's an atomic bomb. That's all you want. This is what we want you to do. Take the rock and give us 30. We don't want you to lead.
Don't do that.
We don't want you to be that not vet, but we want you to be that lead on the court, off the court. We don't want you to do anything. We just want you to stay out of trouble off the court, and we want to give you a rock and go drop 30. and he seems to be that kind of player. And I know we did our episode with Cade Cunningham with Detroit already, and my thing for him was Cade is more of that guy that you look to be that leader. In a sense,
Yeah.
like he's that guy you look to be that leader that galvanize the truth, make everybody else around him better. And that's why when you asked him the question about who can Cade be rookie of the year, my thing was for his career. When we look back in 10 years, Cade is probably going to be a better player overall for organization. But right now, for that 1 year, I think that Jalen's going to be that rookie of the year because he's going to be that guy to go out there and just give you buckets, put on the show. And winning won't matter at this point because he's a rookie. So people don't expect rookies to win. So winning really won't matter. So all we want you to just go out there and put on the show every night. Y'all don't got nothing to play for. The roster's not that good. You already got to lose John Wall. The best player on your team is Christian Woods. So we're gonna see what you can do. And just speaking of Christian Woods, just talk about the starting lineup. You already mentioned they got Kevin Porter, so it's gonna be Kevin Porter. Like I said, it would have been John Wall, but he's no longer going to be it. So we got Kevin Porter, Jalen Green, who else? Daniel Tice, Christian Woods, and Eric Gordon may slide into that starting spot too. He's still there. He may slide in. He said or House, yeah, House could be that guy. I don't think Josh Christopher would be that guy.
Wow.
Kenya Martin Jr. He could. He's a good
Oh, yeah.
off the bench.
That's another one.
He could be that guy, but it's a lot of interesting pieces to go around right there. But the four I know for sure is going to be Kevin Porter, Jalen Green, Christian Woods, and Daniel Tice. Those are the four I know for sure. In the other spots, anybody can rotate in and out. But
it depends on what Eric Gordon is at the beginning of the season too. I mean, if he's there, great. But I think a report saying he's open to going to a contender. He's not requesting a trade, but he's open and going to play for contender.
Yeah, exactly. He's open to go somewhere. So we'll definitely see where they can go going forward. But man, I got high hopes for my Houston Rockets this year to suck, but to be a nice suck. So we're gonna lose tough games, we're gonna lose a lot of games. But I'm trying to get to that draft pick. Hey, Faye, I want to tell you, man, one thing I figured out the other day is so Imani Bates will not be in this upcoming draft.
I thought he reclassified to come into the draft.
He did, but he's going to be too young to go into the draft. Yes. So he reclassified. So he is going to be in college this year, but he has to wait 2 years before he can get to the draft because he's too young to enter the draft. So he won't be able to get into the draft until the next. He's going to play in college this year. And he's going to play in college next year. Or if he decided to leave, I don't know what he could decide to do. But he has to do at least 2 years before he can enter the draft. So even though he reclassified, that's why I was like, why reclassify if you still got to wait? But I guess he was just ready to get out of high school. I really don't know the thought behind that. But yeah, I found that out the other day because I kept looking at mock drafts, multiple mock drafts. I'm thinking like, why none of these drafts have money on? They like, is he not as good as I think he is? So I just looked it up and I Googled it. And I read up on it, and they said, yeah, he can't because his age. He has to stay 2 years.
Well, that means, look, any team that's tanking, it's tank for Chet this season because that is the man. If you guys are fortunate enough to get that, that's a good building piece for a young, dynamic team.
Oh, yeah, Chet is the guy that I feel like can come in and be that franchise player for us. I like Jalen, and I want Jalen to be our guy. Like I said, I see him as a Kyrie Irving type of guy, but Kyrie Irving game, I took it to another level when he got LeBron James. And not saying Chet is LeBron, but I'm saying that person to come in to be that franchise player, to be that leader in the locker room, on the court, in front of the media, to be the guy to answer the call when you need him. Chet can come. I feel like Chet can come in and be that guy for us. And I look forward to drafting him. I'm speaking to existence. I look forward to drafting him and having me a Chet jersey in this next season when we have the number 1 draft pick overall. But
So speaking of media, how do you feel like Jalen Green handles the media as of right now? Because he said some questionable things so far. Like he's throwing shots at teams already, hasn't played one official NBA game yet. Throwing shots at Detroit, saying if I play at Detroit, it'd be like being in the bubble again because there's the only thing to do in Detroit is to play basketball. Then he says in Houston, this is not verbatim, but he says in Houston there's things to go out and do. So what does that even mean? Then during his draft process, he said only team he wants to get drafted for is Detroit. And now I don't know. And then I feel like, is his celebrity already an issue? Do you feel like that could be an issue coming up?
Yeah, man. I'm not a big fan of him talking so much to the media. I'm not. I'm not. He's doing a bit too much. I wish he would just relax and just go. He hasn't even played a lick of basketball in the NBA yet. He played summer league. He played G League. He did all that, but he hasn't played an actual NBA game. So I wish he would just leave it alone and let it go. I know he wants to be rookie of the year. He let us know it instantly, and I know he's upset. He and his feelings about Detroit not picking him first, but just let it go, man. Let it go. Go prove them wrong on the court. Go prove that they made the wrong decision on the court. Go let them know that every time you play them twice a year. Every time you play them, go crazy on them. But I feel like he's talking too much.
He didn't say anything back. Cade didn't say anything back. No one's saying anything back. Just letting him talk. So
that's the leadership I'm talking about from Cade. That's why I said
yeah.
Cade is the guy that I feel like in 10 years is going to be a better overall player for a team. And Jalen is that splash guy, and he's always in the media. That splash guy. Cade is chilling. Cade like, I'm the first pick. It's nothing for me to talk about. You and your feelings about not being the first pick. I'm good over here. So yeah, man. I wish he'd just leave it alone and move on.
That's tough because when you're drafting, you have to factor that into who you're picking. Like, you want them to be sustainable and you want them to be around for a long time, but you also want them to focus on basketball and not let off the court stuff become distractions and getting too deep into what the media is feeding. And it could be, I think he'll be fine, but he's not off to a hot start in my eyes with the media. He's doing too much talking to other teams.
Yeah.
No games played yet.
I agree. So yeah, man. So we're gonna go ahead and close out now. And I just have a sneaky big question for you, man. So you ready?
Let's get it.
All right. Should the Houston Rockets trade for Ben Simmons?
I mean, okay. I can answer this question, but I got to filter because this will come back up in a very soon episode when we're doing this team right here. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea, but how would the structure work? I think the potential is really good, but now you're taking the ball with Ben Simmons. You're taking the ball out of Jalen Green's hands, out of Kevin Porter's hands, out of Christopher's hands when he's in, because those players need the ball, right? And one thing about Kevin is he can shoot the ball really well. So can Jalen Green, and Kevin can pass the ball really well. But they've proven in their career so far that they're most effective with the ball in their hands. So if you're putting the ball in Kevin's hands a lot, how is that? Well, how does Ben Simmons play off of that? Ben Simmons isn't the shooter. He doesn't shoot threes at all. So you can't put him in the corner. Is it going to be a slasher at that point? So while I do think it is possible, I don't think Houston will be the best place for Ben Simmons.
Okay. I respect that. I'm gonna save my comments. I respect it. So yeah, man, that's gonna be it. For any last thing you want to say before we close out, move on to our next team.
I do. So I made it abundantly clear that I will not state anything about my rookie of the year predictions until all the NBA analysts top 4 picks we talked about them all, and that's 3 of the 4 now. So the other one's coming up pretty soon. After that, I will officially announce who I think will be the rookie of the year, and I'll actually dive deeper into the Ben Simmons trade.
Jalen Green is winning rookie of the year, regardless of what you say.
I didn't say he's not.
I'm just letting you know. So everybody listening know where I stand on this. Jalen Green is winning rookie of the year.
Very soon I will tell you who I think is winning rookie of the year when that episode comes.
For sure. Understood. So, man, that's going to be it for us. This is team 27 of our Open Stride NBA preview. Thank y'all for listening, and stay tuned for the next team at 26. Say it again.
Any hints for the listeners or viewers?
The hint I got for y'all is it's the LA team. Let's say that.
California
team. My bad. It's a California team, not a LA team. It's a California team. Let's say that.
We'll see you guys soon.
All right, man. Thank y'all for listening. Stay tuned.